Well, year end is finally upon us, and that's bad news for all you ad feature fans, because I know you're going to mope and moan until we're back sometime in 2016. But until then, we're going to give you a great show, because we're going to look at all the stuff that we looked at earlier in the year, or some of it, and we're going to say, each of us, which was the great stuff, which were the heroes, and which were the zeros. Now, meanwhile, driving our spending behavior at this time of the year are peer pressure and advertising. Nando's want to know if the ladies have had enough to drink. The right, girls? What the hell is that, Jacob?
Oh gosh. So it's a term that Costa people use, the righty girls, the Salantoni girls. Now Nando's jumped on the hype because for some reason it's come back on social media. Black Twitter's been using it a lot. They've been hoing a lot of memes everywhere. So Nando's jumped on it, the Salantoni girls, and they were launching their new cocktail range. So immediately jumped on a hype and something that everybody's using right now.
What kind of person would come up with that line?
Put Matlisa. It's definitely the guy who likes to impress girls.
He's the sugar daddy.
The sugar daddy. Yeah. Impress girls with his money and buys them alcohol.
Okay, well, I must rehearse that later. Okay, now we're here to put a full stop to the year. So Zara, you can leap in first. We've got lots of heroes and zeros on the board behind. What is your hero for 2015?
We need another hero. Mine is this one.
Oh, yes.
Because for me, it just, it may be recent, but it was the most powerful thing I had seen all year, because there was an idea. The passing of Jonah Lomu is a moment, and you will know where you were when you heard the news.
The loss of the leaf from the New Zealand fur.
The zero is the bum lady. I'm laughing because it's so painfully bad,
your
right?
Bum. I remember this Love Your Bum campaign or something like that.
Firstly, she has the touche to have us walk through the Love Your Bum, but it was just so wrong. It was wrong in a million ways.
Clever angles from the back, and all they were advertising is that now
wipes.
Yeah,
now
they got baby soft wet wipes, and now they're encouraging you from using normal 2-ply. You should also
too much information, Jacob. Too much information.
You think a lot about how your bum looks, don't you? But have you ever thought about how clean it is? If you're using dry toilet paper alone, the truth is, it's only half clean. Add new moist, flushable washlets to your family's toilet routine for that extra clean feeling. And think about your bum in a way that matters. Love your bum with Baby Soft.
Tribute as the hero, and Love Your Bum wipes as a zero. Jacob, start with your zero.
My zero is definitely.
Oh, the same one.
So I'll leave it right there. I don't even have to say anything much because you might just say too much information.
Okay.
My hero, though, can I just squeeze across here? Remember this, Andy. Remember this DC ad. They've got a stuntman literally riding the waves with the surfers on water. Like, this is defying the odds with a scrambler. And they've got this board at the bottom of the scrambler, and he literally, he takes on the waves. I thought this was an amazing concept from DC. They went all out for something like this, and this was definitely the best ad I saw this year. It's one of those things, you gotta see it, and you're in a situation where you're like, is this real?
No trickery, no photoshopping?
No Photoshop, no trickery, no special effects, nothing. This is the winner, straight up.
Okay, good stuff.
Cool. Do you have a zero? Do you have a hero?
I've got a zero. Yes, my zero, actually, I had mixed feelings about when it was first on the show, and that's the Team Gauteng campaign, evoking movie poster layouts and implying that here are the guys who are going to get the province running again.
Yes.
Nice idea, but the real delivery is what counts. Is Team Gauteng actually achieving anything? Are they making promises they can't keep? And most of all, have they actually taken this creative idea, which I think is a nice one, of Team Gauteng, and used it in communications? I haven't heard that phrase used since. I think this was a one-off, when it's a category crying out for a sustained initiative.
That is true.
This has disappeared down my rankings, I'm afraid, and has now become my zero.
Well,
now my hero is immediately to the left of that. For me, this is a great example of contemporary advertising, contemporary brand communications, because it's not about pack and brag, it's not about ingredients and all that kind of stuff. It's Coca-Cola wanting to make a difference under their open happiness strategy to the world, and they've taken this campaign was conceived as a celebration of the end of Ramadan.
Oh yes.
And it was a simple concept. Put 8 or so guys in a darkened room and ask them to describe themselves to the other people they know are there but can't see. And then turn the lights on and just see how different the individuals are to their perceptions during the discussion.
It's the label.
It's all about labels. Labels are easy to apply, but should be, what was Madonna's phrase?
Madonna said labels are for clothes, not for people.
Oh, well, exactly. That's exactly right. And
Yeah.
I think Coca-Cola continue to push the outer extreme of the envelope in their communications.
Yeah.
Well done, team, for such a perceptive analysis over the year of all of these kinds. We only had a selection today, but I think we've had some really good insights, some really interesting debates, and I thank you both for all your contributions.
Yes, thank you. Time for Christmas lunch.
Only a pleasure.
Christmas lunch.
Now, last week, Mike Sharman of Retroviral tweeted this pic with the caption that simply read, "The client-agency relationship. Has 2015 been a year to remember for all the wrong reasons? Has the financial squeeze had an impact on relationships and, importantly, on creativity?" I had Mike join me earlier with newly appointed MD for FCB Joburg, Thabang Skwambane. So, gentlemen, are you looking forward to the year end? How's it been for FCB, for instance?
I can't wait. It's been an exhausting year. We've been super busy, and we're going to be busy all the way to the end of the year.
Business highlight of the year?
Highlight was definitely the SA Tourism win. It's the national call-up of advertising to represent your country and market the destination. It can't be better.
And the first work coming out?
First work that from our side will definitely be out in April, May of 2016.
Now, Mike, you sent us a little illustration of what you deem to be the relationship between client and agency at the moment. And it's
no names mentioned.
No names mentioned. It's certainly not one of collaboration and partnership. If I look at this client beating the living daylights out of the agency. Is that the way you've seen agency-client relationships evolving? Is it becoming more supplier and customer rather than partnership?
I think from our perspective for this year, there's been two key themes. I think that there's been the year of the bad brief, for an example, where we've looked at ways in which people have really, they've kind of stepped away from the good old traditional paper and instructive way of briefing, and it really has been frustrating at times. And I think the other key component is also looking at people almost going into their shells, into safe mode. We've seen brave clients over the last few years, but I think people are starting to batten down the hatches with economic pressures and societal pressures. It's been a really negative media year in terms of stories that are broken and in terms of the sentiment both in marketing and in other sectors as well.
Now, you talk about a rise of the bad brief. What triggers something like that? I mean, briefs have always been a contentious issue between agency and client, but I get the sense you're seeing a real plethora of garbage in the briefing department.
I think the briefing process has been quite a challenge, and it's almost like you have clients that are wanting obviously more value out of each buck that they're putting into it, and rightly so. And I think working in the digital environment, we are put to the test in terms of KPIs and metrics because we are seen as the most measurable media that we play in. And I think that a lot of the time from the kinds of relationships that we've been involved in, we've been incredible clients, but the more challenging ones have almost, like they say, the old adage of, a great way of creating the definition of a camel is really a horse that's been produced by committee.
Yeah, okay. And do you see any light on the horizon? Do you see any sense that 2016 might see the good brief bouncing back?
Well, like our friends at Coca-Cola, in terms of the rainbow that constantly shines through, I think that you have to take every year on the chin in terms of all the frustrations and all the negatives and positives, and you have to look at them in terms of lessons as opposed to things that will get you down. So we're always a glass half full kind of crowd, so we just keep on trucking along and persevering.
Thabang, your highlight of 2015 and your wish list. What's top of the wish list for 2016?
Well, I gave you the one highlight of 2015, which is obviously winning getting the call up to the national advertising team, and that's to represent South Africa and as a destination marketer. For 2016, I think what we're really trying to do is create value with our clients. They've had a tough year. The consumers had a tough year this year, and as budgets are shrinking, personal disposable income is shrinking, the clients are also getting their budgets shrinking, and obviously the thing that comes or gets hardest hit is marketing budgets, and obviously we get chopped, but they still expect the same level of creativity and prowess or excellence, and yet we're having to pay our staff less. So somewhere in the middle is to find the value that the relationship can deliver, and we've got really good clients at the moment that are strong on value. So what do we want for next year? Make some money, but with our clients, but make them just as famous, if not more famous than they are this year.
All right, so the year grinds to a halt, and thanks very much to Zara and to Jacob for all your astounding contributions, and thanks to narrowing down all those choices to these few superheroes, heroes, and toughies, zeros as well. It's been a good year. We've got some lovely campaigns, some great discussions, and thank you very much indeed for everything.
Only a pleasure.